So believe me, this is really gross. Sorry for the grossness, but this is the life of a cat owner at its truest form. DIYing for your cat. So when you have a senior cat, you can run into the issues such as I have run into, which is the cat is struggling with the litter box. So this is my litter box contraption area. There she is. The culprit. What? Yes, this is in my bedroom, and believe me, the struggle is real. I absolutely hate having it in here. Candy has, within the last year, really struggled with aiming in the cat pan. I had a normal cat pan in here from videos past. You can see it as the pink one. I brought it back here with me. She was using it fine up until about I'd say like a year ago, and she started peeing outside the pan. She doesn't not go in the cat pan. She goes in the cat pan and she steps in all the way, and then she just lets go. The unfortunate thing about that is that her butt is not in the cat pan. She does not aim into the cat pan. She stays at the opening, and it just goes whoo outside of the cat pan. And you can see here, she's been doing it. I change the puppy pad pretty much every day now because they are the only saving grace to this issue. I've tried DIYing one of those bins, and so that it's like the long way. They enter, and then the idea is that they enter and then they don't have enough space to like go back, so they have to turn, kind of like those Never Miss cat pans, except this is DIY and it doesn't cost as much. The only thing is, she would still go in, and then she would just turn her head. This is cats. You know, cats at their best. They figure everything out. She just turned her head instead of her whole body. And, yeah, I still had the same problem. So I tried to DIY my DIY. And what I ended up with was taking another container, cutting the lid in half, and then kind of squishing the lid so that it takes up half the space. Sorry, there is somebody that went pee, and that was probably Fifi. And the lid takes about half the space so that it looks like it's the back, but when she steps in, it's a shorter distance, and then that's supposed to make her turn. Has it worked? Obviously not. I honestly don't know what else to do. I've thought about those round ones that they're the dome, and then they have like a walk-in, and then you turn and go into the cat pan. Those aren't too expensive. They're like 20, I don't know, I saw them at Pet Club for like 20 bucks. The only thing with that is that I know she'd probably walk on the ramp, and then she'd probably pee once she was in the box, in the litter, but then it would just go down the ramp. I just don't think it would work. So I kind of, it's very frustrating, but I've kind of given up. This was my last resort. The only thing that works for me now is the puppy pads. So these are puppy training pads. They soak up the pee. I would say this is probably 2 pees that she missed. And there's a pad underneath, and you can see it didn't catch any of it. So the pad stops the pee from leaking through or seeping through. The ones I'm using right now are Simple Solution All Day Premium Dog Pads. There's 50 dog pads in here. They're 23 by 24 inches long. These ones have a lavender scent. It's hard to find unscented ones, and it's hard to find ones that aren't scented to attract what would be the dog to the pad, because they are training pads. So typically training pads have a scent inside the pad that is meant to attract the puppy to pee on the pad. So, I mean, I did run into that issue with a brand before. I realized that it had an attractant in it, which I feel like it was actually doing what it was supposed to and attracting them to pee on it. So I switched to this one. This one's lavender scent. It was the only one that I could find in a store that was not, it doesn't specifically say that it has an attractant. It just says it's lavender scent. Whatever. I mean, she's not squatting outside the pan, but she's definitely still missing. She'll just kind of go all the way in and stand at like the opening without turning her butt, and then she just goes and just kind of comes out of the opening. So I change the pad once a day. I go through one every day now. Oh my god, one through every day. It is a pain in the butt. I guess a plus would be that I don't have to clean the cat pan as much, except Fifi also uses this cat pan. It's out of convenience because it's the only one upstairs, and then there's one downstairs, but Lily's in at night, so that one's not usable at nighttime, so I get them going in this one. I don't have an issue with Candy when she poops. She doesn't poop outside the pan, or it doesn't like fall, I guess, from her butt outside of the pan. She typically turns, and because she wants to kind of like dig a little. She doesn't cover anything, but if you want to know what kind of bin this is, it is a Sterilite. So these are from Walmart. I actually use them for storage for my other stuff, which obviously now I can't do. I do like these because they're a little flimsy, but not too bad. But the sides don't really have like that. I mean, they're straight down. And this is really good if you have a cat that sprays. I would so recommend these because they're really high-sided. And they're really easy to cut. I just cut the opening and stuff with a box cutter, and it cuts really easily. And then I just have like a cardboard box contraption so that the litter doesn't get everywhere. It worked better for the litter in the normal box, but this one I feel like I don't have as much litter spillage. I mean, the litter that comes out is the one that's tracked from their paws or when I'm cleaning it. That being said, I don't really have cats that dig and cover anymore, so I guess that kind of contributes a lot too. Oh, look. Gonna go potty? No? Gonna show people your naughty behavior? I feel like that's just a behavior that comes with age. She never did it before. And she started when she was about 16, 17. I actually kind of blamed it on the other cats for a while, and then I just saw her doing it more and more, and I was like, oh, dang it, it is you. Oops. Sorry, other kitties. Yeah, this is not the ideal setup, I know. I have the food, like, right behind the litter pan, which even I think is gross. I'm sure my cats think it's gross, and I know it's not the safest, because when I clean, I have to be extra careful that I do not get any litter in their food or in their water. And it's not the ideal area to have everything, but what? The idea is that it's temporary until I move. So this, sorry, did I scare you? All right, demonstration. Oh, so now you'll turn. Okay. So this is the same bin that I have as the cat pan currently, and Candy is demonstrating what you're supposed to do. See, like, she's in there and she doesn't have a lot of room, so she had to turn, but she just doesn't turn in the other one. Oh my goodness. So yeah, you see how it's like a short distance? That's meant so that they turn and they go this way. So my theory with this one was that the hole, like the entrance, was just maybe too wide or too big. So she can still get through it, just barely. But it has a smaller entrance and it's offset. So she would go in, turn here. I would think she'd come in this way and then like kind of hit the corner and just naturally turn herself. I have not tried this one yet. I guess I feel just sort of defeated by the other one, so I haven't really tried this one. You know, I really should try it. It's just like once you put a litter in it, then it's like you've really ruined it. Although, I mean, there's a giant hole in the side and I've cut up the lid for the other cat pan, so it's already ruined, isn't it? So like, why not? Gosh, I really should try this. Okay, if I try it, I will upload another video or somehow add it onto this video. I'll let you guys know when I try. If I try it. I don't know. We'll see. And, I mean, here's a good inside look. The bottom is, it's got a little bit of an unevenness, but I have not found it to be more complicated than a regular cat pan to clean. I have actually found that cleaning these is easier than cleaning the regular cat pans. I would definitely stick with these bins. I don't think I'd go back to a regular cat pan because these are just way better. I also noticed with the regular cat pan, because they don't squat, or if you have a cat that sprays, the pee goes in between the lid and the edge of the cat pan, and here you do not have that issue. There's no lid or edge to the sides of these, and it's so high that your cat, I'd be so surprised if they reached like way up here. And oh my god, I really like these and I really recommend them. I think they're a really great alternative to the old-fashioned cat pan, and I think it is true that old-fashioned cat pans are definitely made to appease the human rather than be practical for the cat. I really don't know why they haven't made different kinds of cat pans that really are more useful or practical, especially when so many people have cats that either spray or don't squat or decide they have to go outside the cat pan because something in the cat pan's wrong. You know, maybe your edge down here at the entrance is too high. That's also an issue that senior cats have. If it's too high, they might not step in all the way. Candy steps in all the way, but some cats might keep their butt like outside or just their whole body outside and go to the bathroom outside the pan because senior cats get arthritis in their hips, and it's really hard for them to make that high step in and high step out. I don't know. I hope this like helps you in your endeavors if you have an issue with your cat, whether it be a senior or not, or if you're really interested in the DIY litter box. Because I know I looked for some videos, and there's videos on YouTube about like how to make them. I feel like that's pretty straightforward, but there's really no videos about like the experience. So this is my experience with the DIY cat bin, or litter box, or cat box, whatever, cat pan, whatever you call it. If you have an issue like I have, and you've come up with a way to solve your issue, please post in the comments below, because I would love to know if there's something else that I could try, because honestly I don't know if there is. So if there is, please let me know. Alright guys, thank you. Remember to like this video and subscribe.